Hey campers, Josh here with a Smoky Camper, coming back with a full review for Orlik Golden Sliced. Because about a couple days ago I did a little kind of half review where I went out and I smoked some of it with you. Don't mind the little fly strip there. The flies are very bad right now because it's starting to get humid and hot, and we're trying to get around to get some kind of netting for the door so that way we don't have to worry about flies so much. But for this video, I do apologize for this. Just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. I'm kind of halfway cover it. But yeah. So, Orlik Golden Sliced. So, I've gone through pretty much this whole thing. I literally have this much left. As you can see, it's kind of, if I'm not dropping it everywhere, it is, ooh, there we go. Got a few bit rubbed out, the last like almost most of one of the big flakes. I really don't like the big flakes in the Orlik Golden Slice, the 3.5, the 100 gram tin. I prefer the little rectangle flakes. They're a little easier for me to work with and fold out, or rub out. But so yeah, so next time I'm definitely going to get the two of the smaller tins. Like I said before in the other video, it's about the same price either way for me to get the two small tins versus the one big tin, so it doesn't really matter in the end. So I'm gonna get that instead, just for my convenience and my likes. So having it for probably close to 3 weeks to a month with Orlik, having, like I said, this tiny little bit left. I'll tell you, mason jars are great for keeping the moisture in, especially when you rub out a flake and you want to keep the ready rub about the same moisture, especially if it's about perfect. Especially keep it in a mason jar, so that way you're just easily just load in. Got your pipe, got this in here just for the moisture to sec it. Just no load, or you can even stick your pipe in there and dig it out. I've done that before and it works just as fine. So yeah, so we're gonna start off with the full review with the 10 note mason jar note. So pretty much me smelling it about every time I load it. A little pipe, open this jar. I love smelling Orlik Golden Slice. It is one of the best smells. I would love to have a cologne that smelled just like this. So sticking your nose in there, giving a good little sniff. It's very, the first thing I get is honey. A lot of honey. That sweetness comes off as a very honey forward, kind of caramelly sweetness. You get the raisins from the Perique. You get a little hay from the Virginias. You get a little spiciness, a little tingle of the nose. This does give me a good little nose tingle, so especially if, like, I don't know, I go for a bowl in the morning and I stick my nose in there and take a good old whiff. I'll probably sneeze afterwards just because of the pepperiness of it. Alright. I do have some notes right here for the my tasting, just so that way it's I have a little bit more structure to the video versus having just a jumbled mess. Alright. So whenever I'm lighting and packing this, it lights and packs very easily. I will say, like I said, the flakes are better to pack and to rub out. The long flakes, I have to break it up to about the same size as one of the smaller flakes, and then it usually is about perfect size to pack and smoke. But it packs fairly easily. Sometimes it's a little easy to get a little too tight, and I've done that once or twice where I've had to dump the bowl and then repack it, which is no big issue. I only smoke maybe 2 bowls a day, 1 bowl a day, depending on the day. I've talked about this before, but yes. So mechanic wise, it's great. Moisture, I like the 2 tins I've had of Orlik. They've both been pretty good. I've had no issues with the moisture content with them. They always smoke fine. I can usually get a bowl pretty much all the way down to the bottom. At the very least, I might have just like a tiny little bit of unburnt, it's kind of wet tobacco, but that's kind of common with Virginias from what I've heard. I don't know, but my personal opinion, because I haven't smoked that many Virginias. I'm trying to get, like I said, broader, and Orlik is kind of the jump into premium tobacco. Don't mind my little puppy. She is running around having a great time because she is so full of energy. Even though we played earlier today, going outside, she just does not stop. It just never stops. All right. So the taste that I get whenever I smoke Orlik, it usually this is kind of just a conglomerate. Like, this is what I'll get out of any of the bowls that I'll smoke. Up front, I do get that honey and the caramel. I will get a hay, kind of grassy note, a little bit of hay, a little bit of moldering leaf litter, depending on kind of the day. Sometimes it comes off a little richer, a little lighter, a little grassier, a little sweeter. Sometimes it comes off richer, darker. And then that also goes with like a kind of a composty smell taste. Just that earthiness I can get out of a few bowls. The Perique definitely comes off. The touch of Perique, I can still definitely taste it, and I love it. I'll get a little bit of fig, a little plum, a little raisin, maybe a touch of black pepper, especially in the retrohale, like towards the very end. Like when you hold it in your mouth, you get like a peppery, tingly spiciness, and I love it. I've had it come off ashy sometimes. That probably is also because sometimes I'll take my time tamping it down. So I might get a little bit of ash, but I heard that's kind of common with Virginias. You'll get a little ashiness sometimes, and it's actually perfectly fine. You might get like 1 or 2 puffs of ash sort of flavor, and then after that it just goes away. So now the body and the mouthfeel that whenever I'm smoking, it's a very light smoke. It's a little creamy. It's the honey sweetness, the spice, definitely, in the mouthfeel. The strength would definitely be like a low to mild, not even medium really in nicotine, because I used to smoke cigarettes and I used to do all that, and I quit finally about a year or 2 back, and that's when I started picking up pipe smoking again. And the strength is very low, very mild in nicotine, so I hardly feel it. In the morning, when I come in, I might get like a little ooh, but not like a strong nicotine feel. It's like, oh wow, kind of feels a little good, but never strong, never harsh. Now that I've gotten with my breathing and everything's been getting better, I've enjoyed it out of this pipe. My Italian secondhand that I got in Wilmington, my first pipe I ever bought. Love it. I will use it till the day it doesn't smoke anymore, because it's just been such a good pipe to me. And if I want to have a good 45-hour bowl of Orlik, I'll go with that. I get a good 45-minute bowl out of it. It might start off a little hot. That's just the lighting and the tamping and making sure everything's charred and lit proper. It might like smoke a little hot at first, but once I can get it slowed down and get like good rhythm going, a good breathing technique going, just kind of like a sipping it, holding it slowly, and then like releasing it, just kind of a good rhythm. It smokes perfect. I love it. And Orlik has definitely been my daily 100%. I have, like I said, I have an aromatic up here. I keep my tobaccos up in my cabinet up here, all in jars, all pretty airtight and safe. I have 2 kind of a lot of Kia Ford blends, which I kind of mix together because they really don't taste too much different. One just had a lot of Kia than the other, and the other one had a little slightly more Virginia. And I kind of just mix them together, and it makes kind of a good down the road English. But half and half, they're having the good old Orlik, definitely smoked by all true judges. I'm not sure, nor my judge, but I do definitely love smoking this stuff. It's been my daily driver. It's what I smoke at least a bowl or 2 of every day, and I enjoy it very much. Now, getting back to more of the tasting and everything. I went fishing earlier, and I need to change my shirt, so don't mind that. Yeah, it's North Carolina. Everybody goes fishing around here. We love it. So the aftertaste that you get from Orlik, which is kind of a big thing that I enjoy. I used to, when I smoked cigars, when I did, I really enjoyed like kind of like the aftertaste. If I didn't like the aftertaste of a cigar, I probably wouldn't smoke the cigar because I just hated that taste in my mouth. Now, Orlik, I love the aftertaste of Orlik. Whenever I get done smoking a bowl, I'll be tasting for an hour after. I just got done with a bowl probably an hour ago. And I'm still tasting just kind of honey, caramel, soft chew, a little ash, and a little bit of hay, but that sweetness is still stuck in my mouth, and it's just great taste to have going throughout the day. Well, at least for a good hour or two, until you drink something or chew some gum and the flavor goes away, or brush your teeth afterwards. I might brush my teeth after I smoke a bowl if I'm going to work or something, so don't have a smoky breath around people. But no, I love Orlik Gold Sliced. I know many people do love Orlik Gold Sliced. A lot of people will say that it is a very average, middle of the road Virginia, that I can definitely tell. Like, there's not a whole lot of flavor. What you do get is very delicious. It's a very easy smoke, easy pack, easy light. There's times where it might not want to take the flame as easily, but 9 times out of 10, it'll take it just fine. It'll burn even. It'll burn perfectly. And I have no qualms with this tobacco at all. And probably until I can find a different daily driver that might enjoy a little bit better, I'm going to keep stocked up on Orlik, definitely. And this will be my everyday smoke. And so that'll wrap up our review for Orlik Golden Slice. Orlik Golden Slice. Sorry if I was mentioning a little bit different earlier, but sometimes I say Orlik. It just depends on kind of how the English works. But yeah, thank you for joining my review for Orlik Golden Slice. This is Josh with a Smoky Camper. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm wishing you all a happy smoking and a great rest of your day.